Good evening, everybody. It is currently 11 minutes past midnight and I have decided to do a 24-hour readathon, which means if you've never heard of one of these videos before, I literally watch these videos all the time because I find them really relaxing to watch and really encourage me to read more. One of my New Year's resolutions was to read more. Last year I really got into reading, and this year I'm wanting to just push myself and challenge myself to read as much as possible. If you've never watched one of these videos before, basically for 24 hours I'm going to read as much as I possibly can. If you also didn't watch my last video, I'm currently in quarantine, which means I cannot leave my house until Thursday, and it's currently Monday, or it's technically Tuesday now, and I've been in quarantine for 4 or 5 days. So I am now losing my mind. And I really need something to occupy myself, so I thought I've always wanted to do one of these challenges, to try and do a 24-hour challenge of doing something, and reading seems like a good one. I've got loads of books I want to get to, so I thought, why not? Why not? I have absolutely no idea how many pages or books or whatever I'll get to. I don't know really whether I'm a fast or slow reader. I've never challenged myself in this way before, or never really looked at how much I'm reading in hours or anything like that. I just read books, and when I finish them, I finish them. So I have no idea what this challenge is going to be like, and I'm quite interested to find out. And so I've got 2 books that I'm hoping to get to. Like I said, I have no idea how many books I'm going to get to. Maybe I'll get to more. Imagine I got to like 5 books, that would be amazing. I definitely don't think it's going to happen. I would be really happy if I read one whole book, although I would like to push myself and try and read as much as possible. So the 2 books I have just now that I'm hoping to definitely read are Big Girl Small Town by Michelle Gallen. I'm not too sure exactly what it's about, but I know that it is set in Derry, I believe, which is a town in Northern Ireland, and I have a friend from Derry, and when I was in the bookshop she was with me, and so it kind of encouraged me to pick it up, and I think I'll hopefully understand some of the references or some of the humour in it, since my friend's from Derry and I also love Derry Girls. It said somewhere Milkman meets Derry Girls, a cracking read, so gonna look at that one. And the next one I got is Educated by Tara Westover. I've heard loads of people talking about this book, so I was really excited when my friend sent me this very kindly as a surprise. She sent me 3 books and this is one of them, and I've been wanting to read this for a really, really long time. I believe it's about a woman that was in a cult, or grew up in a cult, and I'm just really interested to read about that. I love reading about different stories, people's different backgrounds. So yeah, like I said, it's now 1/4 midnight, and I think what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start with this book. I'm going to start with Big Girl Small Town, and I'm going to just start reading this from bed, and then I'm going to fall asleep, and tomorrow I'm going to wake up and read as much as possible. I know some people in these videos don't sleep, and maybe one day if you would like to see a video where I do not sleep and I stay up for 24 hours reading, then let me know and I will do one. But for this one I'm definitely going to sleep because I'm already losing my mind in quarantine. I don't need lack of sleep on top of that. So I'm going to read this as much as I possibly can until I fall asleep, and then pick it back up tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It is currently 10 o'clock in the morning. I got to page 19 last night. I didn't think I'd get much further, so that's fine. But I am really, really enjoying this book. There's little bits of confusion, but I think they're just confusing-y bits that will make sense when I read a little bit more. I always kind of feel like I need to get between page 50 and page 100 to really get into a book properly. But the start of this book I'm really enjoying. It's about a girl who has autism and she doesn't know that she has autism, and she likes things to be in her regular routine, and she's got her routine that is pretty much the same every day. And she just talks about, she has lists of things that she likes, lists of things that she doesn't like, and I just really like it so far. It's quite funny. So it's currently 10 o'clock, I have my coffee and I'm going to try and read as much as I possibly can. Okay guys, like I said yesterday, I am in quarantine and so I can't actually leave my house at all, which is really driving me mad. I'm currently on page, oh, I've just lost my page. I think I'm on like page 30, 35, and I'm really enjoying this book a lot. I think it's really good. My mum just dropped at the door a coffee and a panini, a cheese and jalapeno panini, so I'm going to eat this now. I've been craving this panini for days now because these tiny little things are just like so important to me right now. So I have a nice oat milk cappuccino, I think, and a nice toasty. I was seriously starting to fall asleep there, guys. Might open this window a little bit. Oh my god. This is the first little bit of outside I've had. That feels good. I don't know how people read for like really long periods of time without feeling like they're going to fall asleep. I am absolutely exhausted right now. I got to page 73, so we're making a little bit of progress. However, the book is 300 pages long, so I would like to get a bit quicker with this. It's now I think about 2 o'clock, and so I want to try and really speed read for like half an hour or an hour or something like that and just see how far I can get through this, because I am really enjoying it. It's not difficult to carry on reading. It is a page turner for me, and like I said, I really like the simplicity and like the normality of it, so I think having the window open might help a little bit. I forgot what fresh air feels like. It's nice. Hopefully this change of location and Diet Coke will help as well. Woohoo! Page 100! Okay, I'm still in the same state, except I feel like I can barely talk. I think because I've not really spoken to another human being in a very long time, especially face to face, it is getting weird. But I've pretty much been reading, as you can imagine, and I'm on page 150, and in this book literally all the girl talks about is making cups of tea constantly, making cups of coffee all the time. She's constantly talking about making tea, so I just really had to make myself a massive cup of tea. Also wanted to say, if you've not tried oat milk, Oatly oat milk, especially Oatly oat milk barista, it's amazing, especially in tea, so gotta do that. Honestly, my brain feels so dead and I feel like reading all day is probably not helping it, but nothing else to do, so might as well carry on. It's 5:30 and I'm on page 150, so I feel like I'm really not making that much progress. So between now and 6 o'clock I'm going to put my phone down on the floor and literally not look at my phone at all and just try and speed read loads until 6 o'clock and see what page I'm at. So I just finished Big Girl Small Town. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. But I kind of thought, if I read any book from start to finish in one day, I'm probably going to like it most of the time, because you're getting all of it in one go, whereas I think when you read a book over ages and ages and ages, you're less likely to like it. I don't know. But I really enjoyed that book. I thought it was just, I think especially if you're Irish or Scottish, there's a lot of like familiar things in it and a lot of like just wee things that are really funny. And so if you're from Ireland or Scotland or know somebody that's Irish or whatever, then I think you'll really enjoy that book. I'm going in the bath now. When my mum dropped off my panini earlier, she also dropped off a couple of things from Lush because she's the sweetest ever. So I'm going to pick one. I think I'm going to go for the Blazing Bad Zula. It smells really good. It smells like, oh, I have had this one before actually. So that's not new, but it looks like leopard print. I think that looks really cool. And it's kind of got like a chocolatey undertone, but also with like a fresh citrusy kind of smell as well. What's in this? There's cocoa butter, cinnamon leaf oil, cloves, that's it, black pepper oil. I love any kind of candle or scent that has black pepper in it as well. And I thought, as a kind of like halfway between reading one book and starting a new proper book, I'm going to read Milk and Honey by Ruby Kaur. I think it's Kaur. I know this was really popular for a while, and then I read it when it was really popular and I really enjoyed it, I think. But it was years ago I read it. And then when something starts to get popular, then cool people tend to be like, oh, I don't like it anymore as soon as something starts to become popular. That's what I felt about it. But I really like this book. This book, if you don't know, is a book of really short poetry, and it's full of really cute pen, simple illustrations. And I just really like this book, and I think it'll be nice to just read something in between big books. So I'm going to get in the bath and read that, and I might bring another book in with me just in case I finish that. But I think that today I'm struggling to read quickly because my mind just isn't in gear at all, because I've been inside for way too long and not spoken to other people. So, and this morning I was so unbelievably exhausted. I was like trying so hard to keep my eyes open, that I would really like to do this again and see whether I can read more. This is kind of like a starter 24-hour reading vlog. But yeah, I'm going to take this in the bath, and I'm going to take Educate as well, just in case I finish it. Okay, so I'm out of the bath now. I read Rupi Kaur's poetry book, and being totally honest, I definitely enjoyed it the first time I read it more than this time. This time it was definitely, and I feel like it's because the first time I read it, all of the information, all the things she was saying was definitely like totally new to me. Like, I had no idea how old I was when I read it, but it was definitely very like, yeah, women can not shave, and like all these kind of revelations of like everything she was saying I was kind of hearing for the first time, whereas now it's like, yeah, I'm a seasoned campaigner and all these things. So I didn't feel like I loved it as much this time, although I definitely appreciate what she's doing, and I definitely think there's definitely a big place for it, and I love the illustrations and how it was paired with the poetry. But I definitely didn't think it was as groundbreaking as it was the first time I read it, so I definitely understand that now. I've decided, instead of starting a whole new book, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on reading Margaret Atwood, The Testaments. I am currently on page 192, so I thought I might as well just try and make my way through a bit more of this rather than starting a whole new book. I have no idea how much I'll get through of this. I have exactly 1 hour and a half left to go before I finish this readathon, so I thought I might as well try and get through more of this than start a whole new book. This is, if you don't know, the second Margaret Atwood book in this kind of series. She did The Handmaid's Tale, which was a very, very big book. I loved The Handmaid's Tale, and The Handmaid's Tale series was absolutely amazing. It is such a good series. So even if you're not a massive reader, you didn't massively love The Handmaid's Tale or Margaret Atwood's writing or whatever, the series you will love, I think. Okay, so I am going to bed. I suddenly don't feel that well, so I'm going to bed a little bit before the time, but I think I read probably almost 600 pages today. Maybe not quite, like 550 I'm going to say. And I think that's pretty good actually for what I thought I would. At the beginning of the day I definitely didn't think that it would be this much at all, so I'm quite happy with that. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really want to do this again and try and beat this time around and just see what happens. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video and I'll see you soon. Bye!